Okay, so in this video I am going to show you how to generate the various reports in Sage. The instructions on how to generate the report is also given to you in your instruction booklet which I have given to your class. Okay, so this is in page 39 and 40 of your handbook. So these are the instructions on how to generate the various reports. So when you are doing your examination, audit trail and trial balance are compulsory reports. This will be there in all the question papers. Generating any one sales account and one purchase account is also going to be compulsory. Now, out of bank receipts and bank payments and cash receipts and cash payments, they will only ask any two. Okay, so not four of them will be asked. Okay, so let's see for this particular question paper. But in this particular question paper, they only asked a few. So rather than following the question paper, I am following your instructions to show all the reports what you can generate using Sage level 1. Okay, so first one is sales general ledger account. And if you see in your question paper, they want nutrition sales general ledger account. Okay, so nutrition sales account. Okay, so let's see how do we generate it. Look at the instructions. You go to nominal codes, reports, nominal activity, and enter the code for the account. Okay, so let's do that. So we go to Sage, nominal codes, reports, nominal activity, and nominal activity again. And here you need to enter the nominal code of your account. Okay, otherwise all the accounts will be generated, which will be a waste of time. So change this to is. You only want one account, so change the nominal code is and enter your nominal code. Here you have thousands of accounts, so it is very difficult to remember the codes. But you know sales is either 4000 or 4001 because you only had two accounts. So check them. So 4001 was your sales nutrition and 4000 was sales personal training. So 4001 is sales nutrition. Change the dates. Our question paper was from 1st April 2020 to 30th April 2020. Do not need to change the transactions and say OK. So you can see nominal activity for sales nutrition account has been generated. Once the account is generated, you export and you save it onto your desktop and say sales ledger account. But in your exam, you have to use a specific name. Okay, so we say evidence 1, your name, and your AAT number. Okay, so that is how you generate the reports. So you call it evidence 1, your name, and your AAT number, and you save it. Okay, so that's the first account, which is to generate any sales ledger account. If you want to generate any purchase ledger account also, the procedure will still be the same. Okay, so again, you go to nominal codes, you go to reports, you go to nominal activity again, and purchases, you know, start from 5000 and 5001. So is, let's see what account do they want in the question paper. So they want purchases personal training purchases. Okay, so we want purchases personal training, which is 5000, and purchases nutrition was 5001. Change the dates 1st April 2020 to 30th April 2020 and say OK. So this is your purchases personal training account. You had only one transaction in there, I think. So that is what we have generated. And then export and save. This time call it evidence 2, your name, and your AAT number. Okay, I'm just putting just any weird number over there. Okay, and save. So the first two reports are done. Okay, so the first two reports are done. Let's continue to see what do they want next. Next, they want bank receipts analysis for the month of April. So they want to see all the bank receipts. Okay, so let's take a look at the instructions. Bank receipts, bank reports, bank receipts, sales and bank receipts. Okay, so bank reports and bank receipts. So in the Sage, instead of nominal codes, now you go to bank. Highlight your bank account before you generate any reports. Highlight your bank account. reports, bank receipts, sales and bank receipts. Double click, enter the date 1st of April 2020 to 30th of April 2020 and say OK. So these are all the list of bank receipts which are done by the business. Okay, list of sales receipts and bank receipts by bank, which is the account code 1200. You export and save it again. So this is evidence 3 and the AAT number. Save and close. It's just asking, are you sure you want to abort? Say no. Let it completely export first and then close it. So I'm showing that again to you. So we go to bank. We highlight bank. We go to reports. Then we click on sales and bank receipts and double click on the report and change the dates to generate the reports. Okay. So that is the bank receipts. I'm going to show you also cash receipts. It is not asked in this paper, but you need to know that cash receipts. So still in the bank, this time highlight the cash account, reports, and again use the same option, sales and bank receipts, but this time it will come out for your cash account. You need to change the date. I'm not doing that current. Oh, sorry. I need to change the date because that is in 2019. Okay. Let's change the date. So this is from 1st April 2020 to 31st of April 2020. 30 April 2020, not 31st. And you can see this is for your cash account and all the receipts for the cash account are being generated, and you export and save. Okay. So cash receipts and bank receipts I have shown. Let's show cash payments and bank payments also. So again, cash account, reports, and this time you use purchases and bank payments. So that will give you a report of all the cash payments. And again the date 1st April 2020 to 30th of April 2020. So this will show you all the cash payments. So these are all the cash payments which are done by the business, and you export and save. Then bank payments also. Whenever you are doing cash reports, you highlight cash, and whenever you are doing bank reports, you highlight bank. So I click on the bank reports. You can even use, I think, bank payments also, but sometimes the report doesn't generate very properly. So use purchases and bank payments. And change the date again, 1st April 2020 to 30th of April 2020, and say OK. And you can see this is the report for all your bank payments done from the bank. Remember, wages 120, then some purchases 606, advertising 178.8, and bank charges 550. Okay, you can even check if the reports are coming accurately or not. You export and save. So all the cash payments and the bank payments have been done. Let's see what else the question paper is asking for. In this one, they did not ask you cash payments and bank payments, but I just showed you in case if you have that in any other papers. Audit trail. Now audit trail is the most important report which you will generate because it shows all the transactions whatever you do in the company. This is the first report you should always be generating if anytime you're running out of time in your examination. Okay, so audit trail is very important. Okay, it will be usually be around 3 to 4 pages. So to generate the audit trail, you go to transactions, and there it is, audit trail report. Okay, so you go to transactions and audit trail report. Always run a detailed report. Okay, not a summary or a brief, a detailed report, and say run. enter the dates 1st April 2020 to 30th of April 2020. These dates will change depending upon your case study. In this particular Fiona Fitness we were doing in April, so that's why all my dates are April. If any particular paper you are doing in May, then you use 1st May to 31st May and so on. So just change the date and say OK, and the audit trail should be generated. And as you can see, the audit trail is page 1 to 3. So it is the longest report what you generate. It will be up to 3 pages, and in here you can check if all the reports and transactions are being entered correctly or not. Okay, so audit trail is very important. So you export it. I think this is evidence 4 or 5. Your name and your AAT number. Okay, so that is the audit trail. Now the last report which we need is trial balance. Okay, so trial balance. We already know how to do the trial balance because we did it when we completed the task 2. You go to nominal codes and then you use trial balance from here. Okay, so nominal codes and trial balance. They want it for the month of April. Okay, they say 30th of April, but it doesn't matter. You just need to do it for the month of April. So just that does not mean 1st of April. That is just telling first month, and it is April 2020. So all the transactions for April will come. Say OK, and you will see all the transactions are now generated. The values of what you generated after 2 and what you are generating now will be different, because now you entered so many transactions in there. You had so many purchases, so many sales, you had wages, room hire, stationery, telephone. So because of that the values will be different, but make sure that there is no suspense account. If there is a suspense account, that means something went wrong while you are doing your transaction. Okay, so once the trial balance is generated, you export and you save again. So that is evidence 6, your name and your AAT number, and save. So all the reports are being generated. Okay, so that is the last stage of your Sage, which is to generate the reports. Okay, thank you. Please keep watching all these videos to remember and practice.